Chatters, chatties, welcome home for a Great American Chat, the podcast where we chat about great American media. I'm Chad Maurice, and today we are chatting about Meet Me in New York, a movie that premiered this past Saturday on Great American Family. And it is an acquired party planning movie from 2022 that takes place in New York but was filmed in Canada. It stars Brooke and Nevin and Corey Sevier, is written by Danny Morgan and directed by Adrian Langley. The synopsis says ambitious New York events planner Kelly is one of the best in the business. But when Joe, a stubborn but influential website editor, hires her to organize his niece's birthday, Kelly soon realizes that she may have met her match. So let's see here. Here is our cast of characters. We have Kelly, played by Brooke. She's a party planner in New York City who likes to talk on the phone. She's like on the telephone and like every other scene in this movie. And then we have Joe, played by Corey. He is an editor of a popular website. We have Emma there. She is Kelly's best friend. And then we have Forrest. He is Joe's best friend. So the movie opens with an overhead shot of New York City, just to let us know that it's supposed to be in New York. Kelly meets Emma at a coffee shop. And Emma wants to hang out with her because she hasn't seen her in a while. So Kelly suggests a spa. And we also find out that Emma has a crush on this barista here, Forrest. So Kelly is really good at her job, so good, in fact, that clients give her flowers. Her boss tells her that she is up for a promotion. And then we see Joe. He's out jogging with his barista friend, Forrest, and they talk about Joe's new job in Dubai. Apparently, Joe hasn't told his family yet about this job offer in Dubai, even though he's supposed to move there, I think next week, I think they said. So Joe's mother shows up to his place with his niece because his niece wants to hang out with him. He doesn't know what to do with her. She wants to play this plucky princess game on his phone, some video game. He doesn't know what it is. So he gives her ice cream. He tries to tell her that he's moving to Dubai, but instead tells her he's going to throw her a birthday party. Where that came from, I have no idea. So Kelly goes to this coffee shop and interrupts Joe and Forrest having a conversation. Joe tells her she is rude. She tells him she's in a hurry because she has an important meeting at work that she has to get to. So she goes to work and she finds out her important meeting is with Joe. And he's meeting with her because he wants to throw this birthday party for his niece Willow. She says, no, not with you, bucko, no way, because he didn't make a good impression on her at the coffee shop. Her boss wants to know how the meeting went. She says, I turned him down. I didn't get a good vibe from him. Her boss says, do you know who that was? He is the editor of citytrend.com, which is apparently a popular lifestyle website that tells you all the fun and trending places around town. So, I moved the slide too fast. Wait a minute, I wasn't finished with that one. There we go. Let's see. So her boss says he's the kind of client we need. So Kelly freaks out and chases after him. She apologizes and says that she would love to work with him. He says, I'll think about it. I am meeting with some other party planners. And Kelly's boss is not happy when she finds out about that. So Joe eventually calls her and they meet at this coffee shop again. He tells her he wants the party to be in 2 weeks and he wants to be involved in planning it. And she's like, "Oh, yeah, I love that idea, you being involved." No, she doesn't. She's not happy about that at all. She calls her friend Emma and tells her she has to bail on their spa getaway, and Emma is not happy and hangs up on her. They meet at some building that is available for party rental. Kelly asks about Willow's interests, but Joe doesn't know what they are. She suggests that she meets Willow to get to know her, find out a little bit about her. So Kelly shares ice cream with Willow in the park there. Willow tells Kelly she likes alpacas and Plucky Princess. Kelly says, "Get out of here. I play that game too." And then Kelly and Joe, I guess they ditch Willow and they go to meet the baker. They go back to the coffee shop because Forrest introduces her to this baker that bakes all these delicious stuff at the coffee shop. So they meet with her. They want to choose a cake for the party, but they can't agree on the cake. She suggests a Plucky Princess cake, but Joe wants something simple. Yeah, Kelly's not going for that. Kelly tells her boss she and Joe don't get along and this party is not going to work out. Her boss says your job is to plan the party he wants, not the party you want. And then her boss says maybe this job isn't for you. Now, there's a next scene in this movie that was edited out when it aired on Great American Family. So the original movie is 90 minutes long, but I think they cut out like 5 minutes of this movie in order to make room for more commercials so they could air it on TV. So the scene that they cut out, where is Kelly and Joe, they meet up again at the venue that they decided on, and they go there to audition a musician, not a musician, a magician. They audition a musician later. No, excuse me. No, they go there to audition a magician. He does a card trick. Oh, excuse me. He does a card trick that knocks their socks off. So they decide to hire him. So yeah, bummer that they cut this scene out because this was a fun scene. So let's see. They go back to the coffee shop. They decide on the music. He says he wants a DJ. She says a band would be better. They make plans to have dinner at a restaurant where a musician is playing that Kelly recommends so that Joe can hear her playing. So Joe's back at his apartment and he's watching his mother and Willow crack eggs in a bowl. She teaches Willow how to get a piece of eggshell out of the bowl that fell in with the raw eggs, a little piece of eggshell. She says you use the rest of the eggshell and you dip it in the raw egg there to get it out. She says the shells will attract to each other because the little piece wants to go home. So this makes Joe think about Dubai and that maybe he should stay home and not take that job. Okay, so now we're at the restaurant where Joe and Kelly meet up, and they meet the owner, and he waits on them. Kelly mentions that parents are going to be invited to this birthday party, and immediately I thought, why would a bunch of kids want a bunch of adults at their birthday party? No. Bunch of adults shouldn't be at a little kid's birthday party. Should be a couple adults to chaperone, and that's it. Shouldn't be a bunch of adults there. Anyway, the musician they are there to see is playing some slow, boring music, which is not appropriate for a birthday party for kids. But Joe says, man, she's really good. Hopefully, she's going to play some more appropriate music for Willow's party. So the owner gives this Joe a red rose to give to Kelly. And then things get awkward. She says, why don't you give that rose to Willow? Joe tells the owner that he will write up a review of the restaurant on his website. And this gives Kelly an idea. She tells her boss she might be able to get Joe to write up a little article about their party planning business on his website. Her boss tells her, if you can do that, you will get that promotion. Kelly hooks Emma up with Forrest, the barista. Emma tells Forrest that she loves playing squash, even though she's never played before. Oh, yeah. So Kelly and Joe take Willow to an alpaca petting zoo. And Willow invites Kelly over to Joe's to have dinner with them. Ha ha ha. After eating pizza and ice cream, Willow and Kelly do the Alfie alpaca dance from the Plucky Princess game. Willow gives Kelly a friendship bracelet that she made, and she also invites Kelly to her birthday party. Then Kelly teaches Joe the Alfie alpaca dance, and then they have an interrupted kiss that is interrupted by Willow. Emma tells Kelly that she played squash with Forrest, and she is so sore that she can't walk. She says she is so embarrassed that she is going to avoid Forrest and she is done with dating. Emma asks, what is going on between you and Joe? Kelly says nothing. Emma is like, yeah, right. Okay. Oh, so now we have another deleted scene here that wasn't, that was edited out of the movie. Kelly takes Joe to yoga in Central Park. And they cut out the part where they're doing these yoga poses together, and Joe loses his balance and he falls on top of her. So that wasn't shown in the movie that aired on Great American Family. But then it does show them walking after the yoga class. It shows them walking down the sidewalk. She tells him everything is ready for the party. He asks to take her out to dinner. And she says, ooh, that doesn't sound very professional. Let's make it a double date. So, of course, Kelly invites Emma, and Joe invites Forrest. After dinner, Forrest invites Emma for a walk, and Kelly and Joe go for a walk. She asks him to write the website article on the party planning business that she works for. He says he'd be happy to do that. Oh, let's see. I'm going to put myself down here and make the picture bigger here. So Kelly tells her boss that Joe will write the website article on their party planning business, and her boss offers her the promotion. Her boss tells her she has a new big client that she wants Kelly to work with, and they are going to meet with him on the 30th, which is the day of Willow's birthday party. Kelly says to her boss, hey, no can do. I want to go to Willow's party. Her boss says, you are too attached. We order the cake. We don't eat it. Joe tells his mother about the job offer in Dubai. He says, I don't know what to do. His mother says, it's because of Kelly, right? You don't want to leave Kelly. Oh, and I lost my cursor. Oh, there it is. All right, I'm going to put myself back down there. Because I think this, no, I didn't need to move myself. Leave it there. Okay. Let's see. Kelly tells Joe she won't be able to attend Willow's party. Then they go to check on the venue where the party is going to be held, and they find out that a storm collapsed the roof and flooded the building. Now they need to find a new location in 24 hours. So Kelly's frustrated. Joe drops a bomb on Kelly and says he is leaving for Dubai next week for a new job. She is hurt and asks, "Why didn't you tell me?" He says, "Why would I? We're just working together to plan this party. There's nothing going on between us, right?" Kelly, I don't think I like that too much. Kelly starts to make phone calls to try to find a new venue, and Emma has a talk with her. She tells her it's obvious that she has fallen for Joe. Emma talks about how she and Kelly met and says sometimes inconveniences are the universe's way to direct you to the correct path. And Kelly looks at the friendship bracelet Willis gave her and comes up with an idea. So Joe takes Willow to the alpaca farm, and surprise, her birthday party is there. So Kelly organized the party and decided to hold it at the alpaca farm. And Kelly is there at the party. Willow and Joe do the Alfie alpaca dance. And again, look at all these adults. Can you see these pictures? There's a bunch of adults at this party. Let me blow this up. And again, I'm wondering, why are there so many adults at this party? It's a kids' party. Come on, let the kids have some fun. Don't be spying on them. Like I said, all you need is a couple adults to monitor things. You don't need every kid's parents there. So Kelly tells Joe that she quit her job and she is going to start her own party planning business. Joe tells her he ain't going to Dubai. He says, "I want to be near my family, friends, and you." They smooch and we get a picture of the plucky princess cake. And that is Meet Me in New York, which is a weird title because they both live in New York. And to me, the title makes no sense because it's not like one of them lived out of town and like came to New York to meet the other one. No, they didn't. One of them didn't come to New York to meet. They lived in New York. They lived in New York the whole movie. So Meet Me in New York, I thought was a strange title, but it was a good movie. I like the movie. If you haven't seen this one, I would recommend it. It's a cute one. It's not fantastic, but it's not bad. I thought Brooke and Corey were good together. And it's a double couple movie, which I always like. Emma and Forrest get together, the two best friends, except I would have liked to have seen another scene of them actually being together. We never see them together. The last time we see them is when they go out on that double date at the restaurant, and they're not really dating at that point. They just played squash together once. But then, yeah, that's it. After that restaurant scene, we never see them again. So did they really get together? I don't know. I guess they did. Would have been nice to have seen them together later on in the film. Anyway, I thought one of the best scenes in the film was the scene with the magician, where they auditioned the magician. The scene that got cut out that aired on Great American Family. So if you want to see that scene and like a couple of the other scenes, you have to watch the movie on like Prime Video or Tubi or somewhere else that you can find it streaming on. The bad part of this movie is that it's a party planning movie, which is a trope that we've seen hundreds of times. So not a real original storyline. But what I really like about this movie is that there's no conflict. You know how we always get that stupid conflict in the last 15 minutes where the two leads get mad at each other and then they stop talking to each other? Well, we didn't get that in this movie, and that's what I really love. He told her about that he was going to go to Dubai, but she didn't get mad about it. She was surprised, but she continued to help him plan Willow's party. You know, she didn't get mad and stop talking to him. So this movie gets major points for that they avoided the stupid conflict part that always makes no sense in these movies. It's always some dumb misunderstanding. So if I were to rate this movie out of 10, I'd say I'd give this movie an 8 out of 10 on a 10 scale. This weekend, this Saturday, we've got Love for Starters is the name of the movie. It stars Stephanie Bennett and Jonathan Cherry. Never heard of him. And once again, it's another movie that does not take place in the winter. Like this movie we just watched, this Meet Me in New York, it looks like it takes place in the summer. And this next movie, I saw the preview for it. It looks like it takes place in the summer too. So that's one thing I don't like. This is February. I think they should do winter theme movies and show movies that occur in the winter. Because I think it's really weird watching summer movies in February. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I think it's weird. I'd like to see some winter movies. So let me know. What did you think of Meet Me in New York? You can let me know. You can send me an email at chad@greatamericanchat.com. Oh, let me get my socials up here. Or you can reach out on social media at Great American Chat. That's it for now. Until next time, you keep the faith, keep smiling, keep your friends close, and keep your great American family closer.